Welcome, everybody, to Captain Canadad. In this episode, we're going to be talking to an old friend of mine. And I don't mean old as in she's well aged. I mean, I've known her for a long time. Her name is Kim. Kim, introduce yourself. Say hi.
Hi everyone, I'm Kim. I am an old friend in a lot of ways.
No, you're not. Stop it. So, as I've tried to convey the message, I'm just going to be interviewing everybody and anybody in this show. And if you've got something to talk about, then by all means, talk about it here. Just to give you a bit of a background between Kim and I used to work in a bar. Well, I used to hang out in a bar, and I was there so much they gave me a job. But the funny thing is, I'm not a drinker. I don't drink at all. So I would just drink Diet Coke. Oh, the free plug there for Diet Coke, I guess. Sorry. I would just drink diet soda all night long and hang out at the bar and watch everything else that was going on. So they gave me a job, and Kim was a local there, especially when there was one particular band coming in, right?
Yes.
We're not giving out any more free plugs, so let's
No,
not
but
speak of
but
that.
it was a good time. It
Yeah.
definitely was a good
It was a
time.
fun little place. They're not
Yeah.
there anymore. Did you know that?
No, I figured that they wouldn't last a long, long time. But I mean, it was walking distance to my house. I was very much like you. I don't know if you realize, but a lot of times I would tell the bartenders to pour me water and put things like limes in it so it would look like a drink because I'm
Yeah,
not a drinker either.
yeah. Remember that was the guy's name was Tim, I
Yep.
think. Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was
He
thinking
had his
Tom,
own
but
bar.
yeah.
He did. I think it was called Tim's Place, funny enough.
Oh, well,
I
that
don't know if
makes
it's
sense.
still in business. I hope so, because this COVID thing is at least. Yeah, now, I should say you're not in Canada right now anymore, are
Not
you?
no, I'm not. I have been in a displaced Canadian. I'm in the US right now. I've been in Las Vegas for 6 years, and prior to that, I lived in South Dakota for 4 years. And in between Canada and South Dakota, I was sort of homeless, kind of going back and forth, and also spent 6 months in Costa Rica teaching English as a foreign language.
Good Lord.
Yeah. So
So
it's been a while since we've
it
chatted.
has been a while, and
Yeah.
and I didn't get any postcards or keychains or anything from any of your trips. So to
Yeah.
that. But you've done a lot of traveling there. You've been in there 6 years now. How is Vegas? I've never been.
It's people when they hear you're from Vegas, they think you live in a condo on the strip. No, we don't. We really don't. We live in suburbs. We live in neighborhoods. My community has shopping, it has its own casino. I don't have to go down to the strip. We have our own theaters. We have everything we need just like any other community in
Yeah.
any other city. So it's not exclusively the strip. Most of us that live here tend to avoid the strip until our friends come to town. It's like, oh, will you come down and meet us? It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I guess I have to.
It'd be for us, I guess. It'd be like going to the CN Tower or to Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It's impressive if you've never seen it, but if you have, I mean, it's still impressive. Don't get me wrong. I love Niagara Falls, but oh, look, water, and it goes all the way down there. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's something that we take for granted because it's right there.
Exactly. Yeah.
When I first moved here, I did go down and take advantage. They have some specials for locals, last minute tickets. So you buy a
Like the
membership and you can get last minute tickets to things because you're like a seat filler. So cheap. And it'd be like, oh, look, hey, you want to go tonight? We can go tonight. It's like, boom, we'd go down. So,
seems to be a theme because the last interview I did was with a magician, and his name is Raman Sharma. This guy is amazing. You got to check out the video that I did with him. So he talks about Vegas, and we were saying I've never been there, and it seems to be a recurring theme so far with my videos is Vegas. So I'm wondering if I might get a free trip. Just saying. Anyway,
I'm not going to
um,
the strip though. You're on your own.
well, I might not. I might get a trip from the to the suburbs. I don't know.
There you go.
So if you had to compare it to a Canadian city, what would you compare it to? I mean, you've traveled to Canada as well, right?
Yeah. Yep. Been coast to coast. It's, the US itself, every place I go is very different.
Yeah.
The Midwest, people were nice.
Yeah.
Like,
I've heard that.
yes, people were nice. It's like everybody's willing to help everybody. Everybody talks to everybody. We knew our neighbors. We could go out in the backyard and we'd be shouting across the fence and talking to one another. In Vegas, you go. in through your driveway, into your garage, into your house. Nobody sees anybody.
Is that right?
Yeah, it's just we all kind of like work, do our things, come home, in, out. You don't spend a lot of time just sitting outside and socializing. Now, if you have kids, it's different.
Yeah,
So
well, yeah.
sometimes you'll see the young kids on the street playing, but they tend to sort of stay in their own. And I'm in an area um, where it's just straight down the highway to Nellis Air Force Base. So we get a lot, there's a lot of rental units in the area, and there's a lot of transition. Like every 6 months, 1 year, they get shipped out, shipped in. So we get a lot of families that kind of come and go, but they're military based families. So it's
Are any of them like short, bald, and green skinned? Just
no,
no.
no,
Okay. All right.
no.
Maybe start a, what do they call those? A conspiracy going on.
Yeah, well, they had that not too long ago where they were going to storm.
I know.
Um,
How stupid was that? Seriously.
yeah, let's publicize that we're going
Yeah.
to do that.
Let's not shave for 2 weeks. Go and storm a military base and see how far we get.
Yeah,
Not a good idea.
no. So
As
Vegas
far
is
as things
different.
that weren't
Transient.
thought out goes, that's in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So do you get a lot of military like aircraft flying overhead and
Oh
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. That'd be
They
cool.
run things every couple of months, and I'll be sitting at my desk and I'm thinking, oh yeah, it's time they do their touch and goes or whatever it is. And
Wow, look at you with the
I
terminology.
know, but it's
Wow.
some of them really loud, and that's why I tend to put on the headset
Yeah, okay.
because I'll hear things. My one girlfriend works at the same company. I said, oh, can you hear that through my headset? She goes, no, I can hear that because I'm just across the highway from you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
I
those
said, so it is
military
that
jets.
loud.
The military they're so impressive. They don't put dampeners on their their engines at all.
No.
They want you to know that they're there.
And some
Um
of them really big and really loud, but
yeah,
it can be kind of neat to watch.
they
So,
are. They're impressive to see. I
yeah,
mean, it's I get a kick out of aircraft no matter what because I just look at them and I think to myself, how the hell do they stay in the air? It's amazing, right?
yep,
I know thrust and lift and all that kind of garbage, but
yep.
so when you and I first met, I'm going to give you a blast from the past here. You were working at a company that sold tools and
Yeah,
such.
yeah, it was actually passive electronic components and production supplies. Yes, the
And
butane torch.
this is the one that I got from you.
Yep,
Yeah. And it's still,
yep. All you have to do is pop in a lighter, right?
yeah, I'll show you. It's, and they have these everywhere now. I mean, it's not, but back then this was a brand
High
new
tech.
technology. So I thank you still for that. And every time I light it, I get an old flame for you. So there you go.
Yeah. So when I moved to the States, the difference is, I mean, I had 20 plus years in that particular industry in Canada.
Yeah.
You move to rural South Dakota, and there's not a lot of passive electronic components and production supplies. So I'll tell
Yeah.
you some quick fun things that I did. I worked for about 10 months. I sold fire trucks.
Fire trucks.
Yeah, water haulers. Yeah.
That
We
must have been
actually
fun.
manufactured, and I'd work with the fire departments, and we'd kind of design and spec out the truck and build the trucks. It was in Minnesota, so I'd have to drive a distance, and people thought I was crazy because that highway was really bad in the winter. So I went from there and I got a job selling, it gets even better, farm bins. So I spent a
What
couple
was that?
farm bins, like storage grain bins, farm
Okay.
bins. Yeah, yeah. So I know about like augers and things to move stuff from one bin to the other and to empty a bin and to sweep the bottom of the bin and fans to cool the stuff so it doesn't overheat at the bottom. And
And
yeah,
ignite.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Get a
Yep,
bright
take.
giant bin full of popcorn.
Yep.
That'd be fun, actually.
So did that. I worked with farmers. That was a tough crowd because I didn't exactly fit the bill. I was unique in that particular team. So, but it was good. And from there, I went to a company that distributed exercise equipment and was there a couple of years and liked it. But then we decided to move to Vegas.
And here you are today.
And here I am today in Vegas.
And what are you doing in Vegas? What are you doing in Vegas now?
Well, the first job I had, people I know in Canada were setting up a new warehouse here in Vegas. And I said, we're thinking of moving there. Would you have a job? They said, sure. Would you be interested in heading up our facility? I'm like, seriously? I've
Let me
never
think
done
about it. Yes.
I've never done this before, but I think I can do this. So
Yeah.
we got everything set up. We got everything established. It was basically, a shipping distribution facility. People would order online. We'd print the orders. They'd pick and pack the orders. We'd ship it out. We receive product. So got everything running. It was not going to be a long-term career for me.
No.
No, but just, people always say, "Oh, what did you distribute?" Well, I'll tell you.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. It's a
If you have children in the room,
Okay. Yes. So sex toys, adult novelties, and lingerie. Yeah.
did you get like discounts on this stuff
Yeah.
or?
We all got free stuff every month. They'd say, you know what? It reduces employee theft if we say, you know what, every month you take $100 worth of stuff.
$100 is a fair amount of well,
We
yeah, I mean,
also
I don't spend a lot of time buying vibrators, etc. But
No, but we had bath products too. So a
like
lot of us
bath
would,
bombs and stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So there was a lot of, and it was all natural bath products. So a lot of us would be picking up like hand lotion and bath salts, and so it was kind of nice because every month you could replenish it. I thought it was really a good strategy.
Actually, I'm thinking about it as you're talking. That's an amazing idea.
Well,
If people,
$100 for them, for us, is really, you think of their cost, it's probably what, 35,
yeah, yeah,
30? Yeah.
that's a great idea. Whose idea was that? Was it yours?
No,
No.
no, it's the owners
See,
had done that in their other facility as well.
Kim, let me tell you something. This is a fairly new uh, concept that I'm doing here. Um, you can lie and say, yes, it was my idea.
No.
uh, yeah. And just so you do know, when I'm recording this, which I'm doing now, obviously, I don't edit it. So whatever we say from start to finish is a part of it. Okay. So have
I
fun
can't
with
change
that.
my mind and take credit for that. No.
Yeah. Well, you can. I mean, you could say you were holding that back to give credit to others, but no.
No.
But it is a great idea. That's fantastic. I want to go back to the you were saying about the fire trucks.
Hmm.
Now, Canada, we don't have the massive ones that they have down in the States, but I saw a video on, I guess it was YouTube the other day, of a truck that was a fire truck that was going down the road. It was a 3-lane road, and the cab of the truck was in the left lane. And then the back, they had another cab, and the guy steered it, and it kind of fishtailed out to block the lanes so that because people were
Oh,
trying to pass on the right. How stupid is that in the first place? Anyway, you don't pass a fire truck. People are just idiots sometimes. But did you make those ones even?
no.
No,
It
eh?
was strictly for rural areas, water haulers. So
Okay.
it'd be tanks on the back, pumps, maybe small pumps, sometimes bigger pumps like the pump panel behind the cab. Sometimes they'd have the extended cab or just a two-man cab.
Okay.
So yeah, just
So these would be more like stuff that you'd see in Europe almost, right?
it's just in the rural areas where they don't have fire hydrants.
Oh,
So
wow.
they have to literally haul water to the site of the fire. So anywhere from, I mean, the smallest one was a 500 gallon up to like 3,500 gallons typically.
Well, that'd quench your thirst. Just
Yeah.
just a
So
thought.
it was interesting. It was very different. I mean, it was brand new to me. I don't think even the time there, I got a taste of it, but I don't feel that I was um, as effective as I could have been in that industry. It would be it's a long learning curve. It really is.
Yeah.
So,
Businesses don't tend to apply a long learning curve to anybody.
yeah. Well,
No,
which brings me to what I'm doing now is I actually train employees.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That you know what, honestly, Kim, uh, I always remember hanging out with you. You were, and I'm not blowing smoke here by saying this, but you were always one of the sweetest people I ever met. You were so nice. You were so friendly and personable. You had a great personality. Yeah, I'm saying had,
Yeah.
like
Now I'm all salty.
now you're a complete cow, and who the hell wants to talk to you? But you were always so sweet, and I always thought that. I mean, you were customer service back then. And I always thought you were wasted in customer service, although it's a good thing for people with a good personality to be involved in. But you always offered so much more. And to hear that you're training people, that's amazing. Good for you.
Yeah, I've been doing it
Congratulations.
for 5 years.
You must
Um,
love it.
I do. I love it. It's hard sometimes. You get that anxiety. Again, it's one of those things. There's so many different pieces, and I want people to be successful. And I never
Of
want
course.
anybody stepping out of training saying, "Well, they didn't tell me that. Well, they didn't show me that. I didn't know that." I'm like, "No, I'm going to make sure you know everything. And if you don't, you come to me."
Yeah.
So I really want that vibe. I want people to feel comfortable coming back to me anytime. And if I can learn from them after and they say, hey, you know what, we really should have focused more on this, take the feedback and apply it. But I work with a team. So I've got somebody that helps design the instructional material. We collaborate a lot. And, I do a lot of facilitation for different teams in my company. And honestly, Kevin, I think everybody needs to work in customer service in their life. I really think they do.
You get a lot out of it. You do learn a
Yes.
lot from it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know I used to work for a chemical company, and I used to do WMIS. You have, yeah, you have WMIS down there, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to do WMIS training, and I got so much out of that, like, because it's an instant gratification, if you will. And I used to love doing the training. It was one of my favorite parts of the job. And I miss that, actually. So I get where you're coming from. Training is awesome, but customer service, I'm not knocking it when I say that I always thought you should have been doing more, because like you say, customer service is a good thing to have in your back pocket, right? Because you learn to respect people as well, I think, from it.
Yeah.
But
There's nothing better than taking a call that's negative and being able to turn that person around and have them thank you at the end of the call.
yeah,
It's just they want to be heard.
yeah,
Somebody
they
needs
do,
to
and they
hear
want
them.
someone to
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I gotta agree with you 100%, and respectfully too, right?
Yeah. A lot of
Yeah,
times as we sit and listen to somebody, and this is one of these memes we see all over the place on social media, and it's a quote, but the reality is we're listening thinking what we want to say next,
hmm,
not listening for the sake of listening and really digesting what that person just said, expressed, asked, shared.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, good for you. So you also do some charity work in a way, yes?
I do. Yeah, it's kind of a fun fact. It's one of those random things. I was getting a massage, and my massage therapist, and I got into the conversation. Okay, if you won $1 million, what would you do? So we're chatting away as we're getting this done. I said, I would rescue every animal I could. He goes, you remind me of another client that I have. And I said, really? He said, yeah, I should put you in touch with her. So it turns out that back in 2008, when the economy really tanked, that was the reason we left Costa Rica too, by the way.
Oh, was it really?
Their economy, I planned on staying a year, but their economy really, really was hit hard. And people were like, I don't know if I'm going to be able to afford lessons. My private lessons were canceling. Businesses were saying, we don't know what we're going to do, after their summer, which is Christmas.
Yeah.
So they were hit hard. And here in Vegas, huge. I mean, Vegas was hit hard in 2008. This whole subdivision was built around that time, and the houses sat empty
Wow.
because people couldn't buy them.
Yeah.
So the housing prices plummeted. People were forced out of their homes. People had pets they didn't know what to do with.
Mm.
And in some cases, sadly, people don't do the right thing. So real
Yeah.
estate agent was go in and find animals left behind,
Ugh.
animals left in backyards. So the good thing is they had resources to call. So um, this company was started by a gentleman back in 2008. Can I plug the name?
Yeah. Well,
It's
go ahead.
it's in Vegas, and they called it Foreclosed Upon Pets.
What is it? Foreclosed upon?
Foreclosed Upon Pets.
Okay.
So, or we go by FUPI, FUPI, Foreclosed Upon Pets.
You got to go buy something. It might as well
Yeah,
be Fuppy, I suppose.
gotta be an acronym.
Right?
Uh, so, so it's a neat setup in that don't really have a physical location. What we'll do is we have fosters. So people foster the animals in their homes so they
Gotcha.
can socialize the animal, give them a home to live in, give them something that's familiar to them, see how they interact with people, with males, females, other dogs, cats, whatever the situation. So we can go into a situation and our adopting crew goes out, just does home checks before we place them in a home. See how they interact with everybody there, watch how they behave in the home. Don't have kids under 10. We're saying it for a reason. And then you go do a home check and they've got 3 kids running around. No, we're not
Yeah.
going to leave a dog here that's going to end up stressed out and, might respond to them poorly.
Yeah.
So I really respect them for what they do because they really work hard to try and educate themselves on understanding the pet's needs and what would be the best placement for them, and then
That's
trying to
excellent.
find good homes.
That's
So, and
excellent.
then we do adoption events. They're having one this afternoon. They just go to an adoption event. If you're interested in this dog, come and meet this dog on this day on this place, and then we'll come do a home check if you're interested.
So they would
And
have
then
like a book or posters or something made up, and you see that people would see the image of the dog, I suppose.
I do their Facebook page. So I do a Facebook page for them. I'll post like a dog of a day and a cat of a day. The
Nice.
cats, they have cat condos. They have them in PetSmarts and pet locations, like the big chain pet stores. So
Free plug for PetSmart.
sorry, but we rotate the cats in and out. Cats don't go into those condos and stay there for months and months. If a cat's not adopted, within about 2 weeks, we're going to move the cat out, put it back into a foster situation. And even when they are in the condos, I started by going into the cat condos and we would socialize. We would spend time with the animals. We didn't want
Very
them in
cool.
cages. So
Yeah.
we'd bring them out. We'd have like a bigger room and I'd play with them and we'd see how they worked with each other. Are they growling and hissing at each other? You remember my 2 cats. They hated each other.
I got a story about that when you're finished, but yeah,
They hated each other, but
yeah.
but that
I'll
was fine. They got
I'll
better
tell
at
you,
the end.
you went on vacation at one point. I don't even remember where you went, but you went on vacation and you asked me to go in and feed your cats. I loved your cats. They were great. They were beautiful. I had a lot of fun while I was visiting. And, because I would go in, I wouldn't just feed them and out the door. I'd sit, watch TV with them a little bit. They'd
Yeah.
come up on the couch and see me and get some interaction, I guess. But I used to bring you. Now, one of them was more active than the other.
One was a hugger. She would probably climb on top of you and hug you.
Yeah, but I brought a laser pointer with me one day.
Oh, that's Joey, the little gray one.
Joey was something else.
Yeah.
And I put it on the floor, like I was, pushing it around on the floor, and Joey was like this, watching it everywhere. And then your apartment at the time, it went down a hallway, and at the end of the hallway, there was a doorway to your bathroom. Well, I didn't know. Not that I didn't know because it was there. I didn't acknowledge this in my brain as I was playing with Joey. And I went down the hallway and up the shower curtain. Well, Joey went belting down the hallway, jumped like this at the shower curtain, and just went into the bathtub. And I was like, Joey!
Yeah, that wouldn't have been the only time she did that too.
Well, it's funny because I remember standing there at the doorway, looking down the hallway to your dark bathroom and thinking, if that cat's hurt himself, I'm in big trouble when she gets back from vacation.
No, she's fine. Joey, I don't know if you remember, there's a window, like a tiny window with a ledge on it above the bathtub.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah, so on the back side of the bathtub. So I'd be having a bath and relaxing, and Joey would come and I'd see her getting ready to jump. I'm like, no, no, no.
Yeah.
She'd jump and she'd get up into the window.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're amazing creatures. They really are.
Yeah.
And the fact that they interact with us on the level that they do, it amazes me. I got a cat right now. We have 2 cats right now. And the male cat is like, it's so weird because he's like a buddy. Like he'll hang out with me. I'll get up to go to the washroom and I'll look. And of course, cats, they always want to come into the washroom with you. but he'll come in and sit down and just do whatever he's doing until I'm done and then take off, But the interaction between people and animals is incredible, especially with pets.
Yep. Yeah.
Speaking of animals, what kind of animals do you have in Vegas?
I have two.
Armadillos, I guess?
Well, I don't have armadillos.
No?
No, or scorpions. We're pretty good. I mean, a lot of people are like, "Ooh, there's scorpions there." There are. The neighborhood I'm in, I guess they're just not here. I don't know why. I've only ever seen one, and it was stuck to the sole of my shoe, and it was dead.
Oh,
And I had stepped in it when we were at the park because they just watered the park, so the grass. They're looking for the moisture.
yeah, of course.
There's not a lot of moisture here,
No.
so no, nothing like that. So I have two
You,
dogs.
you have two dogs?
Hmm.
Yeah. That's interesting because you
Yeah,
were cats back then. You're
I'll
just,
tell you, Joey, the spazzy little cat. I took her to Costa Rica.
did you?
Oh yeah, she was fascinated. There were birds down there that were bigger than her. She,
Nice.
yeah, she found it very fascinating. We came back. We tried to move her into a house with three other cats and a dog. She did not like other animals,
Mm.
so she spent a lot of time. She had a nice big bedroom with a cat tower and her own bed and everything in it. So, but the dog we brought back from Costa Rica. So it
Really?
was, yeah, it was a street dog. And I'd seen it on the street. We saw it when we first moved there and saw her on the street and we're like, there were dogs everywhere, just street dogs.
Yeah.
This one hung around. So this one hung back. All right. The people next door were locals and the woman was very loud, very rude,
Really?
and very mean. And yeah, and I believe that she used to try and hit this little dog. They had their own dog, so mine sort of like it was before I say mine, but at the time she was just a street dog. So one day their yappy little dog showed up at the laundry room door and I go, "Hey, what's up?" And then it walked away and then I looked and then this dog showed up and it was not looking healthy at all. And I
Oh,
walked
dear.
over to her and I touched her and she would cry.
Oh, dear.
She had Lyme disease. So she's
Oh,
actually had
terrible.
another bout of Lyme disease since then, since we moved. But so yeah, Lyme disease and very anemic. She was literally a skeleton with a fur coat.
Oh,
So yeah, you can't leave that behind.
oh, dear.
I
No.
know. So we got her healthy. She was about 2 years old. This was 12 years ago. So
Wow.
the lady that we rented from, she was from, believe it or not, from Canada. And she's like, well, they've got dogs in the United States. And I said, well, I'll get one of those too. Um, so
All right.
I couldn't leave her behind. I just couldn't not know what happened to her.
That's
We had,
funny that she would try and talk you out of it.
yeah. So we spent more on her plane ticket than ours.
Did
We
you
had to,
really?
yeah, we had to sit in the Omaha airport for almost 8 hours with
Wow.
the cat in a carrier waiting for her flight to come in because coming into Houston, we could be on the same plane, but coming out of Houston, a dog would have to be in a cargo plane. Back then, this was a long time ago. I would never do that now. It was the most disturbing thing.
Yeah.
It was just torture. So, yeah, brought her back in November to South Dakota. She proceeded to then have ear infections and pneumonia and you name it, lepto. She's had everything. This dog has had
Wow.
everything. Right now, she's dealing with vertigo.
Vertigo.
Yeah,
She said she's a little dog, right?
she's about 16 and a half pounds.
So at least she doesn't have fartigo if she falls down, right?
Yeah,
Wow. Well,
yeah.
good for you for doing that. I'm sure that the rewards from doing that really speak for themselves.
Best dog we've ever had. I mean, I've had dogs before. He's had dogs before. He was actually a dog handler in the Air Force. So he dealt with a lot of large breed, mostly German Shepherds.
Of course.
Yeah. So, but by far the best dog. She's lost all of her hearing. She has
Oh,
no teeth. She's 14 years old, but you know what? She's got a lot of energy. She's still got a lot of living to do. So
does she get the zoomies?
a little bit, yeah. When she's hungry, she gets sassy.
Really?
She doesn't bark. This
Oh
dog does
no.
not bark. No,
Wow.
no. I've only ever heard her bark once, and that was in South Dakota. No,
Wow.
it was in Costa Rica. And then we got a Chihuahua here. Our Chihuahua doesn't bark now because the other one doesn't bark. Unless, of course, there's an Amazon delivery, which I appreciate. I got to
Like
know something's on my porch.
I think everybody appreciates them.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks for letting me know something's there. Now I can go get it before the porch pirates do.
Is there a lot of porch pie? I was going to ask you, is there a lot
Not
of
in
that
my
down there?
neighborhood. No,
No?
not where I live. No.
Knock on wood, Kim.
Yeah, it's we both work from home, so
Oh,
I don't think people would be stupid.
no. There's a lot of it up here. I'm in an apartment right now,
Yeah.
and apparently, I mean, it's knock on wood. It never has happened to us, but apparently there's people in this building that they've had deliveries, and people have just gone floor to floor
Yeah.
and taken it from the doors. Some people, I tell you.
It's not complicated. They see a guy going in the front door with a bunch of boxes. They know they have to be somewhere.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, if you wanted to, you could find that guy at one building and follow him to the next.
That's what
Right?
people do. They
Yeah.
drive behind them and they follow the trucks.
Yeah.
There's a tip for all you porch pirates out there.
Yeah. Follow the track. And
They know
in other
that.
news. So I want to go back actually to something you said. You were talking about living in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And the fact that their summer is in Christmas, which means they're south of the equator, correct? All right.
They're 10 degrees off the equator is where I was.
Okay. So you're south of the equator.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. If
Yeah.
the summer and winter are reversed, that's an indicator, I guess.
Or right there. Pretty
All
much
right.
right there. Yeah.
A question I've always wanted to get an accurate answer to, and it may happen further south. I don't know, but
I'll tell you, the toilets flush the other way.
do they?
Yeah.
You gotta be kidding me. That's amazing.
The other thing, weird things that has to do kind of with altitude as well. It takes forever to boil an egg.
Yeah.
Weird things. And I think maybe it's some of what they feed the livestock down there because their beef tastes different and the shells on the eggs are super, super hard.
Wow.
And it took forever to boil an egg. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
You sure it's like chicken eggs and not like emu or something?
No.
All right.
It's
Well,
all
you
the
never
chickens.
know. They got some
Chickens were
funky
running around
birds.
my front yard. Yeah, there was an egg farm actually at the end of the street. So I used to
Really?
see them with the trucks bringing the eggs every day.
There's an old joke about that where a guy's driving down the road, and as he's driving along, his chicken goes poof, right past him, like he's standing still. And he watches this thing run down the road, turn into a farm, down the driveway, and into a pen, where he looks and he sees all these chickens zipping around back and forth like this. So he makes a turn, pulls into the driveway, and he goes over to the farmer there, and he says, these chickens are mighty fast. He says, oh, yeah, these are the fastest chickens on the planet. It's a special breed brought in from Costa Rica. See, if you want to send me a ticket to Costa Rica, you can send that forwarded too. And he sees these chickens and he says, they're amazing. The farmer says, oh, yeah, they're spectacular. Their eggs are so good. They're so tasty. Their meat is spectacular. He says, really? He says, what do they taste like? He says, I don't know. I've never caught one. Try the veal, folks.
Cute.
Yeah. I said it was a joke. I didn't say it was a good joke. So, okay. So I've got a list of questions that I like to ask people.
Rapid fire. I can do this.
Kind of rapid fire, yeah. But you can take your time on it. There's no rush from my point of view anyway. I don't have anywhere to be. It's Saturday. So it's 17 questions I like to call this segment. Are you all right with that?
I am.
Are you ready to go? Very simple, very light questions.
Yeah.
But it's just to give people an insight as to who Kim is or whoever I'm doing the interview with. So I'm just going to adjust the microphone a bit so I'm not blasting you out. Tea or coffee?
Oh, coffee.
Coffee, how do you have it?
Tiny bit of milk.
No sweetener, no sugar?
No, I'm sweet enough.
Still got it. Look at you. Now
but yeah.
What's that?
I said it's a lie, but yeah.
I said you can lie about anything you
I
want
know.
on the show. I don't care. Here in Canada, we have a very specific company that everybody seems to get their coffee
Yes.
from. Do you have them down there? I know they
No,
made it into the States.
not in Vegas, no,
No,
but I can order their product from a distribution center just down the street and get it next day.
it'd be cold by then.
No, the like beans,
Oh, okay.
beans,
Now,
beans and grounds.
all right. Do you drink regular or unleaded on that?
Oh
Decaf?
gosh, regular with
Really?
decaf. That's not coffee.
I can't do caffeine. It's not good for me. I
Oh,
mean,
it's got an aftertaste. There's an aftertaste to decaf.
yeah, it tastes like coffee. All
No,
right.
no, there's like a blech, there's a yuck
There's
aftertaste.
the yuck factor.
Yeah.
Well, I always say for people that know me, they don't want me on caffeine.
Okay, you got a point.
Well, I appreciate you not acknowledging the question and saying, "Oh yeah, cat." And I kind of know the answer to this: cats or dogs.
Either.
You're
I
a
think
both.
anything. I firmly believe that my house isn't a home unless I have a pet or
I hear
two.
you.
Yeah.
I hear you. I'll let you into a little secret. I've never told anybody other than my wife and my daughter. We're about to get a Chihuahua puppy. Yeah,
Oh my
really
God,
excited
like a
about it.
little tiny chihuahua.
Teacup.
Oh, okay. Mine's
She's
not a teacup. She looks like a football right now after Christmas. But um, they they're very affectionate, but they're very possessive.
now. Do you find that yours goes to like is possessive over one person?
Uh, she's daddy's girl, but if she's near me and the other dog comes near me, yeah, she'll growl. She's snapped at her a few times.
Really?
And the other dog is just the other one from Costa Rica. She's just so chill. She's just like, yeah, whatever.
Just happy to
He
be
just
there.
keeps going. Yeah.
What are your dog's names?
Um, the the one from Costa Rica, we just used to call them whatever they looked like. So we called her Ginger because she was ginger colored.
Fair?
Yeah. And the little one, we adopted her. The SPCA had called her Laverne. It didn't suit her. So I
That
let
doesn't
my
even
husband,
suit people.
no. So I let my husband pick the name. He decided on Zoe.
Zoe.
Zoe, which was weird because we just lost the cat, Joey. Joey actually we had right up until South Dakota.
Wow.
Yeah, she was almost 16.
That's wow. She was
Yeah,
cute.
she was a piece of work, that one. Yeah,
They're such characters, aren't they?
she was.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So something that you can share, remembering that I'm marking this as suitable for children. The most embarrassing moment that you'd like to share.
I can't think of one specific, no, I can't really think of one specific event, but I will just say to every young girl out there, you will become a hormonal teenager, insecure, and you will do stupid stuff. Yeah, yeah,
I'm living with the dream.
yeah. So every time, they fight with their friends, every time everything will be larger than life. Every time a boy doesn't like them or says something mean, or anytime there's a breakup, you will do dumb things. But
Yeah.
we all do dumb things.
I'm actually going to avoid letting my 14-year-old watch this video as a result of your answer. So thank you. Uh, okay. Xbox or PlayStation?
Neither. I don't play video games.
Does your husband?
No,
Very good.
no. I do word puzzles and things on the phone.
Sudoku?
No, things like wordscapes where I see words and I have to assemble different stuff.
Do you play
So,
Scrabble?
we don't, no, but
Not on your phone?
it's kind of a version of Scrabble,
Yeah, I
but
know. I know
online.
wordscapes. I've played
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
yeah. Or word
Um,
searches. I like word searches too, finding the
really?
words. Yeah.
So the typical things that seniors do.
Yeah, pretty much
Is
so. Yeah, shut up.
iPhone or Android?
Currently iPhone.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm an Android guy. Always have been.
And I was until the one company I work for, they insisted on everything being Mac devices, iPhones, all the rest of it. So they made me get an iPhone. So I had two phones. I had a personal phone and a work phone. And my personal phone was outdated. So I'm like, well, then I may as well just convert this newer one over to mine when I left the company. So
Nice.
that's how I ended up with an iPhone.
It
Doesn't
still
help much.
works.
Yeah.
Then keep it going, right?
Yeah. It's like Mac or Windows. I don't care.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I just have to
Uh,
find things differently, but it's all there. I'm good.
really? Yeah, yeah. I don't know. It's what I've always had, so you know, just don't want to change. Stubborn.
Yeah. It,
Um, any broken bones? I know the answer to this.
um, I did. Yes. I broke my arm.
And
No, just my arm.
didn't you have something with one of your legs, your ankle or something?
No,
See,
did
I
nothing.
don't know why, but I remember you having a cast on your foot. Did you have
No,
surgery maybe?
no. I avoided surgery on my feet. Um, no.
Okay, so my name's Kevin. It's nice to meet you,
Hey,
kid.
yeah, no. Arm was going skating in somebody's, because I'm Canadian.
That's
I was
right. That
going skating in somebody's backyard and I ran through the ditch and I slid on the ice and I landed on my arm and I broke my arm.
but that was here in Burlington, right?
I was in Oakville because I grew up in Oakville
Oakville.
because I was
That's right.
young. Yeah,
Oh,
I was
well then
young.
what the hell was what
I
I've
don't
got a
know.
connection with you in in Burlington.
Yeah, I
No, no,
grew up
but
in Oakville.
I know that, but with a cast on in Burlington.
I don't remember having a
That's
cast.
strange.
No,
All right.
I
If
have to
you
think
could
about
bring
that.
this is a typical what's that?
I still have to think about that.
Yeah, get back to me. We'll do a
Yes.
second show.
Okay.
If you were to bring or to meet, if you were able to meet a famous or not even famous, a person dead or alive, who would it be?
Um, let's see. I'm torn between because I've always been a bit of a clown. Have that goofy personality. There's always been people like Lucille Ball, but Carol Burnett. There's
Carol
just
Burnett was
something,
amazing.
yeah, just something about her. It's just her show was the best,
Yeah,
and to this day I could watch old repeats of her show and it would still just crack me up and
yeah,
make me laugh. I would just love to sit down and get inside the head of somebody that's just that creative, clever, funny, and just finds humor in the craziest things.
yeah,
So,
yeah. She's classic. Her show was the cast of that show was incredible. You remember they had there was is it Harvey Korman
Corman, yep,
and
Tim
Tim
Conway.
Tim Conway. They did this sketch where Harvey Korman was teaching Tim Conway to be a bank robber, and they're getting outside. He says, "Now you know what you're supposed to say." He says, "Don't make me look stupid in there. Don't do anything wrong. You go in, you say what you got to say, you get the money, and you get out." And Tim Conway, Tim was hilarious. Like he's one of those guys that you could just look at and start laughing, you know.
Yes.
And he says, "Okay, I got it." He says, "Well, let's get this done." So they open the door, they go running in, and Tim Conway yells out, "This is a mess up, so don't stick around. I mean, this is a stick up, so don't mess around." And every time I think of it, it makes me chuckle. So yeah, they were classic, those
Oh
guys.
yeah.
Um, favorite holiday destination?
Um, Honestly, last
No, lie
Christmas.
to me.
No, last Christmas, because I'm in Vegas,
Yeah,
I like coming home.
to Canada.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Where do
And
you come to here, or do you go like anywhere?
it's just one of those, okay, who's available, who's around.
Yeah.
I think last time just got a hotel, and then kind of ping ponged around. Okay, so I'm going today to see such and such here. I'm going there. And then one friend of mine had to go up to their cottage to fix something. They said, it's kind of a long drive, but would love the company. I said, well, my other friend's working. This works out perfectly. So we drove up through kind of past Peterborough into the Ottawa Valley. And I got to
Wow.
tell you, it was picturesque. Like
Yeah,
okay, we got to stop and take pictures because
it's
there's like the
beautiful.
snow hanging off the trees, and you'd think that the whole thing was set up. All of a sudden, the car's slowing down. I'm like, what's going on? There's a deer standing in the road.
Wow.
Okay. And then we go to leave, and there's deer running in the field beside us. I'm like, this is just perfect.
You couldn't swerve and kind of knock one over or something?
Yeah.
No.
It's just, this is Christmas. This is what it's supposed to be like. And then we go
Yeah.
to the mall and we'd see the kids sitting on Santa's knee and we'd see the decorations in the mall. You just don't see that down here.
Well, not this year
So,
especially. We haven't had that up here. You know, they were putting Santa Clauses into a bubble up here.
yeah, kids
Look,
could wave.
yeah, looked like a snow globe,
Yeah.
and you could take your picture next to the globe.
Oh.
So, favorite movie?
I'm a big fan of the whole kind of Cinderella type story. So this is somewhat tacky, but I love the happy endings.
Yeah,
So I like the kind of movies. uh, Pretty Woman
Pretty
is one.
Woman.
Yeah, because
Wow.
it's a Cinderella story.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Or even
Um,
another one is like Overboard with Goldie Hawn.
oh, Goldie Hawn. Yeah,
I love it.
there's a remake of that, eh?
No,
Yeah,
no, I can't
yeah.
watch it.
No, eh? There's a movie I can't remember. I think it's called Charmed. Charmed, where it's got Amy Adams in it.
Okay.
She's a great actress. She's characters are amazing with her, and she's like it's like she's a cartoon princess who comes to life in, I think it's New York or something. If you get a chance, look it up on
I love
YouTube.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's hilarious. It really is, because she's thinking everything's like a cartoon, right? It should be natural, but and then her prince, the guy, I can't remember the guy's name who plays the actual prince, but he's always playing this kind of character. He's amazing. He's hilarious, great actor. I love watching films with him in, but I just can't remember his name, I'm afraid. But
I'm gonna
anyway,
look it up though.
yeah. Pineapple on your pizza?
I don't hate it, but I probably wouldn't choose to order it. Now, a caveat to that is I don't ever order pizza. Uh,
Fair enough.
yeah, I make my own.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah.
Well, you guys have all got stone ovens down in Vegas, right? In your
No, no,
backyard.
no, no, no. I prefer to have control over part of what I do now is wellness coaching. I
Oh,
help
wow.
train wellness coaches. So I've just really started focusing on if I make it, I have control over what goes in it.
Now, how do you get that information out there? Do you have a website or?
It's actually offered through their insurance, their
Oh,
employer's insurance. They have access to this online program that we offer. So
interesting.
it's really cool. But there's a
Well,
lot of programs like it. I know there are in the U.S. I looked in Canada. I didn't see as much availability.
yeah, we don't care about that kind of
No,
stuff up
no,
here.
no. Who cares? Cholesterol, high,
Yeah.
diabetes.
You have high cholesterol? No. Do you want it?
Yeah, yeah. But down
Uh,
here, it reduces healthcare costs for employers. So by extending it and getting people more healthy in the healthy range and reducing risk for disease, there's a pro there. So,
well, you know, it's funny. I'm sure you're aware of this. Marijuana is now legal in Canada, and a lot of people are excited about it. Personally, no. I think it's how the current regime got in, because a lot of people voted because of that, I think. But I also think that the people that are excited about it may not understand that there's health issues to go along with that. And I think the government is just cashing in on an addiction. And it blows my mind. So I think, the health reforms need to be seriously looked at.
yeah. I mean, I know it's a moneymaker, but
Yep.
again, it depends. If you're smoking it, then it's like smoking.
Yeah,
What are you doing to
exactly.
your lungs? What are you doing to your respiratory system? So everybody's got to kind of think of it. I
Yeah.
know it's far less addictive than a lot of things like the opioid epidemic. So, um, it's, I'm just not, I'm like you. I'm indifferent towards it. Like,
Yeah.
ooh,
Well,
pot's
no, I'm
legal.
I'm
I'm like,
actually not
eh,
indifferent. I'm
yeah.
I'm dead set against it, to be honest with you.
No,
But
I just think, you know what? They're going to do it, whether it's legal or not.
yeah,
I mean, people are going to do it. Um,
yeah,
maybe it actually takes some of the appeal away for the people who think they're doing something they shouldn't be
that's a
doing.
good thought.
Who
Yeah,
knows?
yeah.
I don't know. I just have to do what I believe. and I'm looking at reducing health risks, not increasing health risks. So,
I think governments should be that way too,
yeah.
personally. But that's politics, and I always promised myself when I started this show that I wasn't going to do politics. So let's back out of this part.
Okay.
Okay, here's a good question for you: real or fake?
My Christmas tree is fake.
Ah, you got it. Atta girl. Atta girl. I was practicing my questions with my wife, and I said to her, real or fake? She says, you can't ask people that.
Yeah.
I said, you didn't ask real or fake what? So, yeah. If you could go back in time and do one thing over again, what would it be?
Hmm.
I need some like Jeopardy countdown music going in the
Yeah, I
background.
know. I'd avoid that second marriage for sure.
Okay, we talked about not getting into that, but there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah. We'll just say, as much as I loved having a stepdaughter and she was an awesome kid, that was about the only thing good that came out of that. And yeah, I would like to just go back and pretend that never happened.
Well, then you wouldn't have the trifecta, right?
Yeah,
So, so,
yeah.
but moving back to marijuana, so uh, you watch TV?
Yeah.
What's your favorite binge show?
Well, right now I do the Netflix, so I binge a whole series. So right now I'm just catching up, and I can't believe I never watched this. I'm on Grey's Anatomy now.
Wow.
I never watched it. So
I'll
we
tell
just went back to the beginning and started watching it. It's like,
I'll tell
okay.
you a good show to watch, and it's actually I liked it a lot because it involves a lot of true history. Is The Last Kingdom.
Okay.
Very good show if you get a chance because your
Okay.
Netflix is different than we get up here.
Yes. Yeah.
So you get a lot better stuff. I got to tell you,
It- just different stuff.
we got
But
a new release. It's The Sound of Music. Have you ever heard of it?
yeah, yeah. But it's actually kind of fun having Netflix because, for example, I went back and we binged from the beginning Frasier.
Oh yeah,
And it's so neat because you see the evolution of the characters
yeah,
very quickly and
yeah,
the relationships between the characters, how the dynamic changes. So it was really kind of neat to go through
yeah.
and watch the whole thing. So, and I don't pay attention because I'm playing my game, so I miss stuff. So it's
Yeah.
like it's new again.
Well, it's funny you should bring up Frasier because I've got on my TV now. I've got a selection of channels that are 24/7 the same show, and I've been watching like for the past week. Cheers!
Yes.
What a great show that is,
Yeah.
and the characters. It's like watching a stage play on TV, but the characters are amazing.
Hmm.
Ernie Pantuso, Coach.
Yes.
He says the other day, he says, Carla says to him, Coach, you're looking like you're getting in better shape. Have you been exercising? He says, Yeah, I've been going to the pool and doing laps. She says, Oh, really? How many did you get in? He says, 3. Took about an hour, but I'd be able to get more if they emptied it.
He was a great
He
character.
was
He really
amazing.
was. Yeah.
Great actor. Okay, so do you play any musical instruments?
I can play the piano.
Do you have one?
I don't.
Uh,
No.
you play chopsticks? Is that your are you
No.
limited or
No, no, no. I took lessons for a few years. It's just I haven't done it in so long
very
that
nice?
sitting down it would be very awkward. I'd be teaching myself all over again, I'm sure.
You should go to Costco, free plug for Costco. You should go to Costco and they've got them out on display. You can just,
Play them?
pull stool out and away you go.
Yeah. No,
Put a
my
cup on
brother,
the
yeah. When I go to Calgary, my brother has the family piano sitting in the middle of his living room.
That's
Um,
cool.
yeah. So
This is one that you've
sometimes,
had for years?
yeah. Yeah, it was in my
Nice.
mom's place and it was prior to her grandmother's. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And it's still in tune?
No, not right now. No,
All
my
right.
brother
Well,
would never get that done. So
no.
I'm hoping someday if I get into a permanent house and I say this is it, I would love to move the piano down because
Yeah,
he's not using it. It just doesn't fit. I'm like, I want a spot for the piano. So
that's nice. It's good if you get it. Good luck with that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Favorite band?
Um, Favorite band for a long time has been, it depends my mood. I've got two. If I'm in a mellow mood, I want to listen to Genesis, old Genesis.
Innocent, interesting. Yeah,
Yeah. If I am in my car and I want that intense, I'm going to do something, yep, Def
yeah.
Leppard. Yeah,
Then what's the band for that?
Def Leppard.
Def Leppard.
Yeah.
You have a favorite song by them?
Not really. Just
No.
anything from the Vault CD.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Vault is a really good one. The whole collection. It's great.
They did a cover of a song. Trying to remember what the name of it was now, and it was really good. It'll come to me eventually, probably after we finish recording this. Best concert you've ever been to?
I want to say the first concert I went to was a comedy concert. So it was the most memorable, and uh, it was Steve Martin at Maple Leaf Gardens.
Steve Martin at Maple
Yes,
Leaf Gardens.
it was a comedy concert.
Wow. Was it the whole arena or was it like closed off
Yeah,
partially?
no, it was the whole arena. It was
Wow.
this wild and crazy guy, and you had the arrow through the head, and
Yeah.
yeah, King Tut did the whole thing. It
A lot of
was,
Saturday Night Live stuff.
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, I didn't even know he played there. I saw U2 play there. That was quite the show.
Hmm.
They're amazing live. Anyway, U2, if you want to send me tickets, you can send them to
Yeah.
uh
Genesis, if you understand.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Phil Collins, we'll take him.
Genesis,
Yeah.
Phil Collins, I
Phil,
understand you're not dead yet, but
yeah.
if you were lucky enough to be reincarnated, what would you want to be reincarnated as?
My dog, spoiled.
I hear you.
Yeah,
Now,
yeah.
see, I was thinking about this, and I haven't told anybody other than my wife this, but if I was to be reincarnated, I would want to come back as my wife's, or sorry, not my wife's, as my daughter's child to see how she is as a mother.
Oh, that's clever.
All right?
Yeah,
Big brain, big
yeah.
brain. So, okay, well, that's the questions. I thank you
All
for
right.
participating with that. That was fun. I enjoyed it. I like to find out stuff that you wouldn't normally find out about people. I didn't know you could play piano
It you just have to see me around a piano, but it doesn't
and
have
a
to be like
beer or
that.
two, right?
No, no.
No? Get you a big brandy glass on the top there. And
Yeah,
maybe you should get down to the strip.
there you go. Little portable keyboard.
You thank
Crack
you.
it.
You're beautiful. So we're coming to the end here. Um, I want to ask you, do you have things that you do? Let's hear a plug for them. Steady on.
The things that I do.
Yeah. So, for example, there's two things that you brought up that I wanted to ask you about. If you'd want to, you know, go on record as doing them. The first one was the animals.
Yeah, and again, it's just my answer to do you have dogs or cats? I really think a house is a home when you have a pet. And there are so many pets out there. Rescue animals, if you go to a shelter, if you go through a rescue association, it's not because the dog or the cat has done anything wrong. It's at some point somebody's situation changed. And I don't like to judge. We get people surrendering pets. They've had to move somewhere where they just can't take the pets. I know a lot of people, oh, then I wouldn't move there. Well, you know what? Some people don't have the choices.
You're absolutely right.
We don't know their situation, so
Yep.
please don't judge. We've taken in pets where people have, unfortunately, they've passed away and no member of the family can take responsibility for the pets. People going into hospice. We've had really sad situations. People are surrendering pets. It's breaking their hearts.
Yeah.
You know, those pets are so appreciative. They are so appreciative when they get into a home. you're going to have your best friend. You're
Yeah,
basically installing your very best friend. So, rescuing a pet from a shelter, from a rescue, your Humane Society, SPCA, whatever you got going on, it's life changing for you and it's life changing for them. It really
yeah,
is. Yeah,
that's awesome. I admire you for doing that. That's amazing. I think, when things like you're saying happen, the pets, they don't really understand what's going on. All they know is that their friend is no longer there again. And they're
it's
they're
relief
looking,
stress.
yeah, and they're looking for a new friend. And I see so many videos online of pets that have been rescued. Um, and how happy and appreciative they are. They pick up a pit bull, for example, and this thing's like a puppy. They've been given a bad rap because
Yeah,
I always believe that it's not the animal, it's the owner.
mm-hmm,
The animal is a
100%.
direct indicator of what kind of person you are. So yeah, I admire you. Well done with that. The other thing was the health awareness that you were talking
Yeah,
about. So
just, yeah, it's because I'm in the US and we pay for healthcare, so it's different down here.
yeah.
But the reality is,
Sorry, I'm going to stop you for a second. Sorry.
yeah,
What happened with this whole Obamacare? That's gone.
no, no, it's there. It's actually doing quite well.
Okay, and so that's kind of like our OPIP.
No,
No, not even, eh?
no, it's basically, it's the Affordable Health Care Act is making sure that everybody can get health care. It was horribly before. If you had a pre-existing condition, nobody wanted to touch you.
Really?
Yeah. So what Obama put in place was basically trying to extend healthcare to people that didn't have access to healthcare before. Millions and millions of people got healthcare through that Affordable Health Care Act. And they actually said throughout the course of COVID, I just read an article yesterday where they said it has been proven that that has been successful in helping people. Now,
Wow.
unfortunately, some changes in the current administration, I think there are millions of people without healthcare now that had it
Again.
before. Yeah, so it's unfortunate. It's one of those things that I really hope uh, they say socialism like it's a horrible thing, but they're the same people that are collecting Social Security and using Medicare and Medicaid and send their kids to public schools and call the fire department and the police department when they need fire and police. It's like you do know that's the same thing, right? So
Yeah.
it's they've been trained to think it's a horrible, evil world when really all it is making sure that people have access, fair and equal access to things they should have access to just to survive.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
so
Y-
down here, again, we get healthcare if you've worked for a good company, and I do, thank goodness. I work for a healthcare provider, so I have good
Yeah.
healthcare. But what we do is we do online programs. Look into online programs. Look into something. It's basically connect with something that resonates with you, that you feel comfortable with and you feel good about,
Right.
that can help you. And it's not, people think January 1, I got to do this table flip. I got to throw out all my junk food and I got to start running, every day. It's not a table flip. Just
Yeah.
take a big sort of snapshot of your day. Take a big look at what you're eating, what you're doing, and what you're not doing. And every week, just start establishing some healthier habits in exchange for some that aren't serving you. And I'm not
Right.
going to say bad, but if you're somebody, I'll give an example, and I'm not. So if you're somebody that just sits on the couch and doesn't exercise at all, you know what? You don't need a membership and you don't need a schedule and you don't need anything special to put on a pair of shoes and walk 5 minutes away from your house and 5 minutes back.
Yeah.
And then start doing that a couple times a week. Then start doing it every day. The
Yeah.
sunshine's good for you, the movement's good for you. It's not a table flip. If you're somebody that drinks 3 sodas a day, yeah, put that away.
Sorry, I have
You
to.
know
I'm
what?
dry.
So, sodas contain a whole lot of sugar, and the sugar equates to a lot of calories. Well, you know what? Swap out a soda for, say, a sparkling water. You've got the bubbles, you've got the effervescence. Maybe it's a good substitute. You're not taking in, but watch the flavoring, the artificial sweeteners. Just find those little changes you can do. And as you start feeling better, as you start seeing the benefits. Everybody's looking for that magic weight loss pill. It's not there. If it was, I'd be using it. Um, but
Knock it off.
yeah, but your magic weight loss is experiencing the impact of just making small changes. Then you will be motivated to build on those things and make more changes. That's all.
Very
It's
well
not,
said. Beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. I'm just going to give you a, hold on, round of applause. There you go. I'm going to ask you, please, if you can, send me a couple of links and I'll post them in the comment section of the video. Kim, it's been amazing catching up with you. It's been too long. It really has.
Yes.
And I think next time you're in this area, there's definitely a coffee.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
One
for
of
you.
those.
What's
Which
that?
is one of those from that place.
Yeah, one of those coffees from that place where you ask for a double and they understand what you mean. But we should definitely catch up. I
Yeah.
know I'd like you to meet my daughter and my wife.
Yeah.
So, does your husband come up here with you when you come?
No,
No, he doesn't.
no.
Okay.
Because we have older dogs, we don't like leaving the dogs alone or putting them into a kennel. So one of us, we vacation separately.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he goes water skiing in the summer with his friends for about 12 days, and I make short trips up to Canada. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I wanted to try water skiing, but I couldn't find a lake with a hill on it.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. Oh,
Well,
look.
you two would get along.
Yeah, I got this. I don't know if I can. Look, it's my coronavirus.
It is.
Look at that thing. Isn't that a beauty?
You can have that.
I got it. I can't get rid of it. But yes, anyway, thank you, Kim, so much. This was a great chat.
Yeah, it's
I
fun.
got to learn a lot more about you than I knew before. And if you ever have anything that you want to talk about again, by all means, you're very welcome to come on. I hope everybody who watches this picked up on some stuff. The fact that we're talking to somebody from Vegas, you can still connect with this animal shelter, the adoption agency, even though you're in Canada. You can do it from anywhere. I'm sure you'll
Yeah,
help
just
them out if
any shelter.
yeah.
We only adopt within our state, but you know what? Just the principle of what we do, just grab onto it and realize that there are tons of shelters out there just trying to, we're all volunteers. That's
That's
it.
amazing.
There's nobody
That's
that's
amazing.
paid. So,
I don't know about down there, but up here with the whole COVID thing, a lot of people are looking for pets to, keep them busy while they're in their house doing nothing, kind of thing. And as a result of this, the puppy producers, the breeders, I guess, it used to be like you could buy a German Shepherd puppy for like $800. Now they're like 4,000, and it's disgraceful what they're doing, because it's just I feel it's just cashing in on people's weakness, I guess. I don't know, but the Chihuahua that we're getting, she's not overpriced, I don't think. So I'm very comfortable with getting her. But the other people, shame on you. Go to an agency, adoption place. Go to the animal shelters.
yes.
Just research pet shelters. You can find them everywhere, but do it. And also on that, stay healthy, everybody. COVID isn't going anywhere anytime soon. And the only way we're going to get rid of it is by fighting it as a species. We're supposed to be the dominant species on the planet. Let's act like it and get rid of this stuff, because, this whole no mask because I don't want to thing has got to stop. You got to think about other people. So with saying that, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Kim, thank you so much. You look great. It's
Thank
like
you.
you just colored your hair blonde,
Yeah, that's it.
because it was red last time I saw you. So
Yeah, for a few decades.
yeah, no, it was great. Folks, if you like this video, click like. This is what they're saying now. Smash the like button.
Oh, smash it.
Yeah, and subscribe, because I've got a lot more videos coming up. There's a lot more guests and talking about a lot of different things. Kim, thanks again. Everybody, go out and do something nice today, okay? Take care.